Hello，大家好，今天全国都在送别袁隆平，我和大家分享一篇《纽约时报》为袁隆平写的铺文。这篇铺文很长，我和大家分两个部分来介绍。第一部分就是涵盖了袁隆平在科学研究方面取得的成就，第二部分穿插了一些袁隆平的自传，讲述了袁隆平的生平，而且还包含了一些其他科学家对袁隆平的评价，在下一个视频当中和大家介绍。那这篇铺文它的题目是袁隆平 Plant scientist who helped to curb famine dies at 90，就是帮助人类消除饥饿的植物科学家袁隆平逝世，享年90岁。我们国内自己的报道当中是91岁，这里不知道为什么《纽约时报》要写成是享年90岁。袁隆平 a Chinese plant scientist whose breakthroughs in developing high-yield hybrid strains of rice helped to alleviate famine and poverty across much of Asia and Africa, died on Saturday in Changsha, China. He was 90. 袁隆平是一位中国的植物科学家，他在开发高产杂交水稻方面取得的突破，推动了在亚洲、非洲大量地区消除饥荒和贫困的事业。他于周六在中国长沙逝世，享年90岁。High yield 高产 ，hybrid 杂交。接下来一段讲了袁隆平去世的原因是多器官衰竭 （multiple organ failure）。Mr. Yuan's research made him a national hero and a symbol of dogged scientific pursuit in China. 袁先生的研究让他在中国成为民族英雄，同时也成为执着于科学追求的标志。Dogged 和 determined 近似。His death triggered messages of grief across the country, where Mr. Yuan, slight, elfin-featured, and wizened in old age, was a celebrity. 他的逝世促使人们发了大量悼念他的信息。在中国，瘦小、因上年纪而干瘪的袁隆平却是一个巨星。Hundreds left flowers at the funeral home, where his body was being kept. 在盛放他遗体的殡仪馆，成千上百人献花。Mr. Yuan made two major discoveries in hybrid rice cultivation, said Ali, the senior scientist for hybrid rice breeding at the International Rice Research Institute in Las Banos, the Philippines. 位于菲律宾的国际水稻研究所，杂交水稻高级研究员艾利说道。袁先生在杂交水稻培育方面有两个重大发现。Those discoveries in the early 1970s， 这些20世纪70年代初期取得的发现 ，together with breakthroughs in wheat cultivation in the 1950s and 1960s by Norman Borlaug, an American plant scientist， 和美国植物科学家 Norman Borlaug。50-60年代在小麦种植上取得的突破 helped to create the green revolution of steeply rising harvests and an end to famine in most of the world. 就是说，袁先生取得的在水稻方面的发现和这个美国植物科学家在小麦上的突破，一同推动了一场绿色革命，也就是促使粮食产量大幅增长。steeply rising， 并且终结了世界大多数地区的饥荒。Mr. Borlaug, who was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1970, died in 2009. 这个 Borlaug 因为小麦研究，还于1970年获得了诺贝尔和平奖。他于2009年逝世。Mr. Yuan's research arguably had effects at least as broad. 袁先生的研究影响力至少和波老一样广泛。Arguably 这个词放在观点的陈述中会显得比较客观，但主要还是表示肯定的，也就是 can be supported or shown by persuasive argument. Since rice is the main grain for half the world's population and wheat for a third, 这句话就是解释为什么说袁先生的研究影响力和美国那位科学家的是一样重要一样广泛的呢？就是因为水稻是世界上1半人口的主要粮食，但是小麦是世界上1/3的人口的主粮。其实这么说的话，水稻的重要性还要更大一些。By 1970, Mr. Yuan was growing frustrated with his halting progress in creating more productive rice crops. 1970年左右，袁先生对提高水稻产量的研究停滞不前，而愈加沮丧。He hit upon a shift in strategy, search for wild varieties across remote areas of China for more promising genetic material. 他开始改变了策略，在中国一些偏远地区寻找野生稻株，寻求更有潜力的基因材料。A breakthrough came when Mr. Yuan's team found a stretch of wild rice near a rail line on Hainan Island in southernmost China. 这时呢，一个突破就出现了。袁先生的团队在中国最南端海南岛一段铁路线附近找到了一片野生水稻。The following year, Mr. Yuan separately published a research paper in China that explained how genetic material from wild rice could be transferred into commercial strains. 第2年，袁先生就在中国独立发表了一篇论文，解释了野生水稻的基因材料如何可以转移到普通水稻中。Commercial strain 字面是商业用途的稻株，其实和野生稻株相比，也就是我们普通用于生产买卖的水稻。Once the wild rice's genetic material was added, the world's heavily inbred commercial rice strains could be hybridized with ease to produce big gains in crop output. 一旦加入野生水稻的基因材料后，世界上严重自交繁殖的商业水稻可以轻松地进行杂交，从而大幅提高产量。Inbred 显然和 hybrid 是相对的一个概念。Crop output 就是粮食产量。At that time, the world of rice scientists was full of talk of developing hybrid strains. 3 similar papers on rice hybridization were published in 1971. 那时，水稻科学家们都在谈论开发杂交稻株。1971年就发表了3篇类似论文，分别来自菲律宾的国际水稻研究所、一个印度的团队，还有一个美国团队。But Mr. Yuan's paper was the most practical and detailed of the 4. 但是袁先生的论文在4个论文中最实际、最具体。His paper was much better in terms of the technology, Mr. Alley said. It was China who led the game afterward. 之前提到的国际水稻研究所的那个科学家 Alley 他说，袁先生的论文在技术方面比另外3篇好得多，之后就是中国在引领这一领域了。While the teams in India, the Philippines, and the United States kept doing research after publishing their papers, Mr. Yuan immediately developed hybrid strains of rice the next year. To create the hybrids, he used the white rice from Hainan. 当另外3支团队还在做研究、发论文时，袁先生的团队已经于第2年迅速开发出了杂交稻。为了开发杂交稻，他用的是海南的野生稻。By 1978, Mr. Yuan had already overseen the start of large-scale production of hybrid rice in Hunan province, in China's southwest. 到1978年之前，袁先生负责下的大规模杂交水稻种植已经在中国西南的湖南省开始了。 He ended up doing most of his research there for the rest of his life. 他此后的大多数研究都是在那里做的。He also oversaw research in Hainan, where he suffered his fall in March. 他在海南也有负责的研究。他今年3月也是在那里摔倒的。Hybrid rice varieties typically produce 20 to 30% more rice per acre than non-hybrid strains. 杂交水稻的各种变种 varieties 通常每英亩比非杂交水稻产量高20%至30%。When cultivated with the same transplant techniques, fertilizer and water. 这种相比是在同等条件下，也就是说用同样的种植技术、同样施肥和浇水的情况下。But as Mr. Yuan and his ever-growing teams of rice experts introduced hybrid strains across Asia and Africa, 当袁先生和他逐渐庞大的水稻专家团队在亚洲和非洲推广杂交水稻技术时， They also taught farmers a wide range of advanced rice growing techniques that produced further gains. 他们还会教当地农民许多高级水稻种植技术，而这些技术都能够提高产量，说明袁隆平先生和他的团队他们的影响力和他们的巨大的贡献不仅仅是在中国，在亚洲和非洲的大多数地区都有巨大的贡献。那以上就是今天的这一部分，主要讲的是袁隆平先生在科学技术方面取得的成就。明天继续。To be continued. Thanks for watching.